You probably have family traditions, but do you have relationship rituals? Relationship coach Kathy Dawson is here to tell us why sharing customs between couples increases compatibility. So welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Lori.
Always a pleasure.
Good to be here.
So what do you mean by relationship rituals?
These are things that you do between you and your mate that you wouldn't do with a neighbor, you wouldn't do with a friend, a family member. This is something that's a little bit of a habit that you do that really makes your relationship just a bit more sacred than the ordinary day-to-day stuff.
Okay, can you give us some examples?
Sure. Now, you may not think that this would be a relationship ritual, but my husband and I walk our dog Rosie every morning. And when Dick says, oh, you don't have, and I'll say, nope, it's become a habit for us. You know what happens? We walk Rosie, we talk. I mean, it's early in the morning, it's quiet, it's become like a ritual for us, and we really look forward to it. Another thing that's an example is sometimes couples have code words that they use, that they know what they mean. Nobody else in the room would know what it means. I have a cute example. I have a couple who, when the husband sometimes gets home, he's decompressing and he paces back and forth and it drives the wife nuts, okay? So she'll say the word pumpernickel, just neutrally, not pumpernickel, she'll just say pumpernickel, and he knows what that means. Nobody else in the room knows what it means, but that's their little code. So that kind of thing. Another thing might be, at the end of the day, you give each other what's called a 10-second kiss. You know how we get in the habit of doing what I called cardboard kiss?
Peck on the cheek,
Yeah, or even on the mouth, but just really quick.
Yeah.
Well, a 10-second kiss isn't bad, right? And
Definitely not.
And you can get in the habit of doing that, and then you learn to look forward to that kind of thing. Yeah, so those are all examples.
How about if you're at a party, but you're not really together, but you really came together?
That's another one I want to mention. Yes, so there's this thing sometimes I've learned people do is they do a party pact. And what that means is when you're at the party, you make a pact that 3 times you will initiate a touch. Just a small kind of thing on the shoulder, the arm, a squeeze of the hand. And that way, at the end of the night, you don't feel like you haven't seen each other the whole time. So that's something that's just between the two of you that nobody else has to be in on. It's a little
fun
ritual.
Idea.
Yeah.
Now, once you start one of these rituals, do you just keep on doing it forever?
No, you don't have to. It's not like it's etched in stone. You can switch it up. I mean, you can use a different code name. You don't have to use a code name. You don't have to be walking your dog. Dick and I also had this other ritual where for a year and a half, we would get up after walking Rosie, we would go down the basement and play ping pong. Every single morning for a year and a half. I beat him every single morning.
So did Dick initiate the change in that ritual?
Pretty much, yeah. After that, we said, I'll give this a break, right? So you don't have to do it all the time for the rest of your life. But do something, that's just yours, that makes your relationship sacred a little bit.
So the important thing is to have some kind of relationship ritual.
Something.
It doesn't have to be the same all the time, but you have to just do something, just to connect, right?
It's a tradition, something just you and the other person do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how about a quote you have?
Oh, I love this quote. So it's by this guy named Frederick Matthew Alexander. He was an Australian doctor who did a lot of research around habits. And the quote is, people do not decide their futures. They decide their habits, and their habits decide their futures.
Yeah, there's something to that. Yeah.
Yes, there is. Yeah, so that can impact your eating. It can impact, your relationship, whatever it is.
All right.
So,
as always, great information.
Thanks, Lori. Good to be here.
Keeping close as a couple is easier with just a few relationship rituals, and Kathy offers some easy-to-do examples. For more help with relationship habits, give Kathy a call. Her number's next.
Find out more by calling relationship coach Kathy Dawson at 216-536-8964 or click to www.kathythecoach.com.